Have you ever felt disconnected from your own desire, even when everything in your relationship should feel right? You're not alone. One of the most common complaints I hear, especially from women, is I love my partner, but I just don't feel in the mood. If you've been stuck in that cycle, loving your partner, but feeling like your body isn't cooperating, this episode is for you. I'm Megan Sharpe, certified health coach and sex and intimacy coach. I help individuals and couples reignite passion, restore confidence, and build deeper emotional and physical intimacy without the pressure, shame, or awkwardness. And I want to normalize the real conversation most people are too afraid to have. Today, we're breaking down a subtle but powerful distinction, the difference between desire and arousal. Most people use those terms interchangeably, but they're not the same. And not knowing the difference is one of the biggest reasons couples end up feeling confused, rejected, or ashamed in their sex lives. The dominant story that we've been sold about intimacy is rooted in spontaneity. Movies and the media tell us that when the chemistry is right, we should feel turned on instantly. But research and lived experience tell us a different story, especially for women and those with a more responsive libido. Desire doesn't always come first. Sometimes arousal shows up after connection begins, and sometimes nothing happens unless the environment feels emotionally and physically safe. The problem is that when people expect desire to lead the way, they misread their body's quiet cues, or worse, they think something's wrong with them. This misunderstanding is dangerous, and it creates massive emotional fallout. Partners feel rejected, individuals feel broken, couples really start avoiding intimacy altogether, which is very detrimental for any relationship. But when you understand the differences between desire and arousal, you give yourself a safe place, and you give yourself and your partner permission to work with your body instead of against it. A client of mine, let's call her Rachel, came to me absolutely heartbroken. Her partner was kind, thoughtful, and attentive, but she hadn't wanted sex in months. And she said, I'm just not turned on. She felt guilty all the time. So when we explored what intimacy looked like for her, she realized what she was waiting for was a spark to show up first. She thought she needed to want it before she could actually engage, but her body didn't work that way. So when we reframed the experience, instead of waiting for desire, she created space for that connection. She gave herself permission to begin intimacy slowly through touch, breath, eye contact, without expecting full arousal from the start. And within a few weeks, the spark came back. But this time, it wasn't forced. It was responsive because she understood that her body needed warming up emotionally and physically before it felt open and safe to proceed. Here's how to start changing this in your own life. Know that your desire is your own unique style. There are two primary types of desire: spontaneous and responsive. And if you're not spontaneously in the mood, that doesn't mean that you're broken or that there's something wrong with you. You might just need more time, emotional connection, or physical safety to actually get there. So we have to reframe intimacy as a spectrum. Intimacy isn't a switch, it's a dial. Instead of waiting for desire to magically appear, begin with closeness. Try slow touch. Try cuddling, shared laughter. These build the bridge to arousal. Sometimes your partner may not need those things, and he may need it a little bit faster or to speed things up. You guys have to learn how to meet in the middle and communicate with one another. Another thing that is super helpful is shifting from expectation to curiosity. Instead of, I should want this, you need to ask yourself, what might feel good to me right now? This takes the pressure off the outcome and helps you stay present with your body. And something else that's really important is that we have to learn to communicate without shame. Let your partner know that desire doesn't always lead for you, and that's okay. Help them understand how they can support your process without taking it personally. But if you aren't sharing these thoughts with your partner, they're not intuitively just going to know these things, even though we feel like maybe they should. If this resonates with you, or if you found yourself stuck in in the why am I not in the mood loop, you are absolutely not alone, and there isn't anything wrong with you. I love hearing your stories and questions, and I'd be honored to be able to include yours in a future episode. You can drop an anonymous question using the link in the show notes, or feel free to DM me directly. Let's just start the conversation, because chances are, if you're thinking about it, somebody else is too.